Hello again. So this is the course of information system development, and in this course I would like to teach you how to make one example for you in Django. So we are dealing with the user management. So this chapter will teach you how to make one HTML file and how to connect the HTML file with the database. And yeah, we are going to use the Django as the template and the view. So you already learned about the CRUD system with the SQL, but they are doing with the system architecture in the web. Yeah. So you will learn the system architecture diagram, and then you will learn about the CRUD for users. And yeah, we will review again about the system architecture in the last part. So you will learn these things in this chapter. Let's go to the first one. Now, yeah, you will learn about how to make the user registration. You will learn how to show the user detail list. You can update and you can delete. Okay. So first, let's dealing with the system architecture. So this system architecture, actually, we are just showing what is the conceptual model. What is the conceptual model? So it defines the structure, the behavior, and mode of use of a system. So the system architecture diagram will be used to show the relationship between different components. So you will see some components later, and you want to see the relationship between those components. And usually they are created for systems which include hardware and software. And these are represented in the diagram to show the interaction between them. It means I want to see whether is there any relationship between the hardware and the software. However, it can also be created for web application. So we're going to use the system architecture for web. And in our web programming, especially in Django, we are using the MVD concept. Okay, I guess you already know what is MVD is the based on the model and the view and templates. So this is the example of the system architecture. I cannot say more details about the system architecture, but we can just use this example to show, to see what is the system architecture. Let's say I have the model. Okay, so the model is the database that you have, and then you will have some functions, okay, some methods in Python. I will discuss about the list member, create member, update member, delete member, and yeah, we are going to have one urls.py. We will go to the deletion page, update page, insertion page, and detail list page. And also we are going to deal with the HTML file. Member delete confirm HTML, member form.html, list members.html, and so on. So when you are the user, if you have the browser, you will do the request, and then you will do this urls.py, you will do the views.py, and it will connect to the model. After you connect to the model, then it will show something from the database, and then it will list, and yeah, it will return back to the browser. So we are having the view. Maybe this is yeah, this is the template. Actually, this is the view, and then this is the model. So let's make a new project. Okay, you can make a new project in the Django, and we call just user management. Okay. Okay, let me just make a new project. How I can make the okay, let me make a new project, and then let's make it as user management. Okay, and then for the other things, I just use this one, just use this existing interpreter. Okay, and everything, let's just use the basic one. Let me create. Okay, I may make in this window. Okay, so you have the new window here, and then let's have two additional folders in Python package, so you can make templates and user Mgmt. So you know the templates means the HTML files in PyCharm. I think it's already built in, And for the user management, user Mgmt, you will create this one. It is for files related to the user management. So let's see, in this case, yeah, you have the templates folder. So let's make one new folder. Let's make Python package, and this is user Mgmt. Okay. Next, let's make the models. Okay, so you can just copy and paste this one, and then let's make the models. So you are making one Python file, you're making models, and then just copy and paste this. So here you have the salutation. It is using the char field. Do you still remember what is char field? Yeah, it is related with the character. Okay, the character is the is related with the text. Okay, the string, and then you have your first name, and then you have the last name. Is all of them are char field, and we have the maximum length. You can specify the length, and then the email. Okay, you want to get the email field, so it should be in the good format for email. And oops, okay, after we have the models, you know that we are having one more things to do, which is to put the name of the folder into the installed apps at the settings.py. So you can go to the setting, yeah, here in the settings.py, you can go to the install app. Okay, and then you can specify the folder name you already have, which is user mgmt. Don't forget to use the comma here. Okay, and after you have this, then you need to call the python manage.py. Okay, you know, last time we already have the here. You can go to run manage py.task. Okay, so when you have this, okay, something wrong. What is it? Okay, it took long time. Maybe, okay, I will just skip it. Let me check later. So you can make migration, and you can deal with the user mgmt. Okay, okay, you can make migration user mgmt. So you will make the user mgmt. Yes, you can create your initial.py. And after you create the initial.py, you need to do the SQL. It is to create your database at the first time. Okay, so let's create this one. Okay, once you have this one, then yeah, the table is created. Now you have the user mgmt under bar member. We have the salutation, first name and last name, and email. And last, don't forget to do the migrate. So this is to execute your database into the um, into the system. Okay, so you can see this database already here. So if you want to see the database here, just yeah. Oh, yep. Okay, now it shows here. So after you do this one, yeah, I think let's just use the admin.py for the user management. Okay. So the admin.py is, you can just put in the user management, and then let's make one new file. Okay, admin.py. And then you put this. It is to go to the admin side, and you can access this from the Google Chrome. Okay, and after you have this admin.py, let's make the admin page. Last time we already do this one as well. So we did this one on the command prompt. If you still remember, okay. So you need to check this folder. Where is this folder? So you can go to the show in Explorer. Okay, once you show the Explorer here, yeah, you can see this user management. Okay, you can just double click here. you need to go to the folder that contains manage.py. Okay, this is the manage.py. So copy and paste this link, okay, this path. You can check in this upper part. After you copy this one, okay, you can just Control C, okay, in my case, Control C, and then you can type the Anaconda prompt. I don't know if you are using the Anaconda or using the command prompt. In my computer, I use the Anaconda prompt. Okay. So in the Anaconda prompt, you can go to the directory. This is CD. Okay. After you do the CD, then we go to the directory that contains of the manage.py. So after that, just copy and paste this one. Okay. When you copy this manage.py, create super user. Okay, so you can just follow the next. You're making the admin. Okay, so let's make the word admin. Yeah, actually you can put any name. Okay, but for just easy explanation, I just use the admin, and the admin email address will be like admin@example.com. Okay. And what about the password? Yeah, the password, you can set anything, but I give you the password like this one, HOFIME203, because later if you have problems with your computer, I think it will be easier for me to fix it if I know your password. Okay, so just like I have IME203, okay, and then you need to type the password again, IM203, then finish. So you now have the admin user, and you can check it. Okay, you can check it by running the, okay, you can run this by clicking the play button. So you have the link, then you can check. Yes, this is the Django that you have, and then they have the admin. Yeah, so you can go to this one, admin, and then you can have IME203. Yep, you can enter the admin database. So you have one members. This is the data. This is the database that you have. Okay. Now let's suppose you, because I want to show you the member list later. So let's make one data in this database by clicking the add button and then put Mr. Dot and then the first name, let's say is just AA, and the last name will be as BV, and the email is abc@abc.com. So let's go here and then I will add one. Okay, so let me just call Mr. and then the first name will be AA and the last name will be BB. Let's say the email, email should contain at. Okay? So if I have like ABC, okay, then what can you see here? For example, if you save, okay, so yeah, you can see that it is incorrect because you put the model as a email field, then it requires the at. So let's see this one, abc.com. Yeah, you can show it this one, and if you save, then it will be fine. It means if you are using the email format, that you need to fill in exactly as it is an email. And then next, if you are if you finish with the additional data, let's go to the parent folder and let's make one more path. Okay, so this path, okay, I guess just I copy and paste this path, and you can go to the URL. Yes, this is the parent folder. The parent folder is the user management. You can click here, and then yeah, I will update this path. Okay, I will change this one with this. So I'm going to go to the URLs later in the folder user Mgmt. Next, in the user Mgmt, so I will need to create more files. For example, the forms.py. I will explain to you later about this. So the forms.py should be created here. Okay, so I will make forms, and then yeah, you can have this. I think I will explain this one later. Okay, so we are going to check all the data and we want to put it into the web for all. Okay, so the all means everything in the fields, everything in the model of member. And then next, I need to put the views.py. Okay, so in the views.py, we will have some additional model, some additional method later. So we are views, and you can put here. Okay, so the views.py here includes some additional library, and you want to call the model. Okay, so the model means it is related with the database, and you have the forms. So forms is related with the later in the HTML file, you will get the form. And we have one method here, list members. We want to get the objects all. Do you still remember? Yeah, the objects all is, if you still remember on the query in the previous section, we want to show all the data in the database, and the database name is member. And after I have those information, I will put it on the web in the list underbar members.html. So we can go to the next step is about the urls.py. So let's make the urls.py here. In the Python file, I have the urls.py. Okay, so whenever I click on the member side, I will just call the list member. So this is the method in the views.py, and yeah, we will collect the data from the database, and the table member will be the schema. Okay, and afterward we need to check. Okay, so basically in the PyCharm you can get the basic setting. Okay, so the basic setting here is going toward the templates. Okay, so this is the base directory. So if it is already in the template, then that's fine. Or otherwise, you need to specify where is your templates folder. Okay, but in this case, just check if it is already correct. Then you don't need to change anything. And I think the last one, I think you need to put the HTML file, and let's make a name list members.html. So in the templates folder, you need to make one HTML file, and the name will be list underbar members. So just update this one, just Ctrl A to select all, and then just Ctrl V to paste according to the code that I gave to you in the PPT. Okay. So in this HTML file, I would like to make a table, and the table contains of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 columns here, and those 5 columns will be related with the data that you want to collect from the database, which is from the member, and we are going to get the members data, and it will be a loop. And then we put member ID, member salutation, member first name, member last name, and member email. So if you finish with this, let's go. Okay. I guess there is no issue. Oops. Yeah, something wrong here. Maybe I need to run again. Okay. Okay, so after you run this, you can go. Yeah, you can select whether you want to go to admin. If you go to admin, it means you want to put more data, or you want to access the data. But in my case, I would like to go to the member. Yep. So in the member now you can get the member list. So the ID one, salutation, first name, last name, and email will be shown here. In the views.py, we are using the render. Okay, instead of the one that we already used before. Usually we use the other way to render the HTML file, but in this case we are using the cat template. Okay, so if you go to the views.py, so yeah, we are using render. Okay. So this render, you just put the HTML file here instead of in the other examples you use the cat template. So the cat template, you would just call the HTML file in the statement in the Python, but in this case you just put this, the parameter in the render. Okay. So it's an alternative way. You can use both. Okay? You can use the previous example or you can use this way. And there are two additional aspects that we'll learn from the example. We have forms and design. Okay. So the form means the member form is necessary to automatically build the form according to the built-in model. So if you check on the forms.py, okay, so we are going to create a member form. Yeah, so this is a new class, and this class actually it is from the model form. What is model form? So, sorry. So this model form has already existed, so you can just get the model form from the forms in Django. And then I want to define the meta. Meta means I want to, yeah, it is already defined it for how to call all the things in the database. We are using the model which is from the member. Here is the model. Okay. So in your models here you have this one. This is the models.member because you have one class is member. And yeah, I want to use fields which is all fields. So you want to show all and sorry, if you have all, then you will need to underbar all and then underbar. Or if you don't want to put those things, you can just select with fields and you can select only particular name. Let's see if I have this one. Oops, why is oops, something wrong? Let's see. Oh, oops, I guess I need to put field S. Yeah, yeah, I think I need to put S here and then let's run again. So if there is no S, I think there will be some issues. Yeah, then I will refresh. Yeah, so the result is the same. But here you can select some of the column that you want to put. For example, okay, I don't want to put email. Okay, so let's see. Then what is the result? Oops. Yeah. Oh, email still there. Oh, strange. Actually, okay. Let me stop and let me run again. So when you have a computer, you need to be very careful with the handling. Okay. Oh, it seems that it does not give any effect. Okay. No, whoa, perfect. It shows something here. Okay, I will check it later. But this something frizzy here. Okay, anyway, I will give you more details later about that one. So the design, okay, for the design, I guess you already learned about the HTML file. In the HTML file, I have just one the CSS. Okay, I use the Bootstrap. I think you already learned about the Bootstrap last time. We have one example which is related to the assignment, your assignment. Okay, so you already make the HTML form, and yeah, you make with the Bootstrap. So in this case, I just use the CDN or the Content Delivery Network. And in the table, I use the class. Yeah, if you see this one, this one is the table strip. Okay, and I use the container that is from the Bootstrap. So I guess I don't need to explain more about this one. You already did this one, and yeah, if you want to check the Bootstrap, you can just go here. That's the case I want to know. So this one in the HTML file, now you have the member ID, okay, and then member salutation, member first name, member last name, and member email. Yeah, I guess when we are dealing with the forms, yeah, there's also relationship with this one. So if you just omit this one, for example, if I have the so I want to make it as a comment. Okay, don't forget you need to also deal with this header. Okay, so if you don't want to show this one, okay, and when you refresh, yep, the email will not be shown here. Okay, so it has two relation here, because this, oops, okay, this data actually, yeah, is not related with the form. Maybe let's see more. So if you are using this fuse.py, if you're using the fuse.py, here members are the object all. Okay, yeah, so we are not dealing anything with form. So because we are not dealing with form, so everything that you show, it does not affect. Okay, because you want to show everything from the objects into the variable members, and you want to give the access, you want to give the members to the HTML. So this one, the form has not shown anything. Anyway, we will check later with the other examples to understand the basic idea of these fields. Yeah, I guess I will stop here for the first section. So we will deal more with the CRUD, the create, read, update, and delete. And I will make a separate video for this one. Okay, so thank you for listening. And I hope that we can meet online. We can meet in the real-time class, and we will discuss other things instead of using the PPT for the discussion about the lectures. But I will do more things with the final project, and then I will discuss also about the assignment and other things that we need to discuss before we do the mid exam. Okay, so thank you for listening. See you on another video.